Act out. Explain or show something by performing or reenacting it. Pete couldn't remember the French word for swimming, so he acted it out. Add up. Make sense, be a logical explanation. Larry's claim that he was at home on the night of the crime didn't add up. Amount to. Develop into, often used in the negative. My teachers told me I'd never amount to anything, but now I'm a lawyer. Answer back. Respond rudely, usually to a teacher or parent. Rosie is very rude to her teachers. She's always answering back. Ask after. Ask for news about someone. I bumped into Sandra at the park. She was asking after you. Ask out. Invite someone to go on a date with you. Robin asked Helen out yesterday. They're going to the movies together. Back up. Make a copy of something. I back up all my photos in case my computer breaks. I keep them on an external hard drive. Back up. Give someone support by agreeing with them. When Dad accused me of lying, Joe backed me up and told him I was telling the truth. Beat up. Injure someone by hitting them repeatedly. Phil had to go to the hospital after somebody beat him up. Bet on. Act on a hope or prediction. Ahmed's betting on it being a hot summer this year, so he's bought an ice cream van. Blow away. Impress very strongly and formal. Kamal was blown away by Jose's account of his adventures in the Amazon. Blow out. Make a candle stop burning by blowing air at it. Andy blew the candles out before going to bed. Blow over. About a storm, move away. As soon as the storm had blown over, the hikers left the cave and continued walking. Blow up. Suddenly become very angry. My manager is usually very understanding, but he blew up when I told him that I'd left my work laptop on the train. Blurt out. Say something without thinking about it first. Andy blurted out the name of the winner. It was supposed to be a secret. Boil over. Flow over the edge of a container during cooking. The sauce boiled over, leaving a mess on the stove top. Break down. Stop working. Christina's motorcycle broke down while she was traveling through the desert. Break down. Start to cry. He eventually broke down and admitted that he was really upset. Break down. Make something easier to understand by separating it into smaller parts. Writing your thesis is easier if you break it down into small sections. Break into. Enter a building to steal something. Someone broke into my house and stole all my jewelry. Break off. Separate a smaller piece of something from a larger piece. Daniel broke off a piece of bread and dipped it in the olive oil. Break off. Remove by force. Chrissy accidentally broke the handle off the antique vase. Break out of. Escape from a prison. Gustav broke out of prison by digging a hole under the main wall. Break up with. End a romantic relationship. After a huge argument, Maria and Pablo decided to break up. Break up. Separate something into smaller pieces. Patrick broke up the chocolate before adding it to the cake mixture. Brighten up. Become sunnier, less cloudy. The weather's been awful, but it's finally starting to brighten up. Bring about. Cause something to happen. The invention of the computer brought about the end of the typewriter. Bring along. Bring someone or something with you. Mason and Emily brought the kids along to the barbecue. Bring back. Make someone think about the past. Finding my old toys brought back happy memories of my childhood. Bring up. Teach children how to behave. Dan and Sheila have brought up their children to be kind to animals. Brush up on. Practice, revise. I'm moving to Tokyo for a year. I need to brush up on my Japanese. Build up. Become bigger or stronger. Sadie's anger about her boss's rude behavior had been building up. Bump into. Meet someone without expecting it. While I was on vacation in Venice, I bumped into one of my cousins. I couldn't believe it. Burnout. Become exhausted by working too much. Ken's going to burn himself out if he keeps working 16 hours a day. Burst in, too. Enter a room or building suddenly. We were all eating our dinner when the dog burst into the room. Burst out. Suddenly begin, laughing or crying. The children burst out laughing when the clown pretended to fall over. Button up. Fasten the buttons on a piece of clothing. Angelica helped her son to button up his shirt as he got ready for school. Call back. Return a call. Phone someone who tried to speak to you earlier. Hi, Laura. Sorry, I'm cooking at the moment. Can I call you back in 10 minutes? Call for. Ask publicly for something to happen. The protesters are calling for better public transportation in the town. Call in. Telephone your workplace. I'm not feeling very well today, so I'm going to call in sick. Call off. Cancel an event. Our manager was busy, so she had to call off our meeting. Calm down. Become calmer. When Linda feels stressed, she listens to music to help her calm down. Care for. Take care of. My brother's a nurse. He cares for sick people at the local hospital. Carry on. Continue doing something. Despite the teacher's warnings, the children carried on misbehaving. Catch on. Realize something is happening. I never caught on that Dad's company was in such debt. Catch up with. Talk to friends who have not talked to recently. Once a year, my school friends and I go out for a meal together to catch up. Check in, too. Register your arrival at a hotel or airport. When they arrived at the hotel, Julia and John went to reception to check in. Check out. Find out if someone or something is acceptable. Femi's thinking of moving to a new part of town, so she went to check out the area. Cheer on. Encourage someone by cheering. The crowd cheered Tony on as he approached the finish line. Chill out. Relax, stop feeling angry or stressed. After a stressful day, I take a bath to help me chill out. Chip in. Each contribute money. Nura asked Craig's friends to chip in $5 each toward his birthday present. Chop down. Make a tree fall to the ground. The tree in our backyard died, so we had to chop it down. Chop up. Cut into small pieces. Start by chopping up some onions, carrots, and potatoes. Clean up. Make tidy again. There was a lot of mess to clean up after the party. Clear away. Put things back in their proper places. Elliot's dad told him to clear away all his toys. Clear out. Remove all the unnecessary things from a room or building. We cleared out the garage this weekend. There was so much junk in there. Clear up. Solve a problem, resolve an argument. Ben and I cleared up our disagreement when we realized it was all just a misunderstanding. Climb down. Move toward the bottom of something, often using your arms as well as legs. Kazuo got the monkey to climb down by offering it a banana. Climb up. Move toward the top of something, often using your arms as well as legs. The monkey climbed up the tree with Kazuo's camera. Clog up. Become blocked. The drain was clogged up with old leaves, so I had to unblock it. Close down. Close permanently. All of the banks in our town have closed down. Everyone's using online banking. Come about. Happen, often without planning. Hetty's career as a musician came about after a producer saw her performing. Come across. Find something by chance. While looking through things in my attic, I came across an old portrait of my great-grandfather. Come across. Move across a room, space, country, etc. Natsuo came across the room to speak to us. Come along with. Accompany someone, go somewhere with someone. As I was leaving for the art exhibition, I asked Joe if he wanted to come along. Come apart. Fall to pieces. The old book came apart in the librarian's hands. Come around. Happen again, about a regular event. I can't believe how quickly winters come around again. Come around. Become conscious again. When Rachel came around after the operation, her husband was sitting at her bedside. Come back. Return. After a few days, Oily's dog came back all by herself. Come back to. Return to a subject. During her speech, the senator kept coming back to her financial policies. Come down. With become ill with. I think I'm coming down with the flu. I have a headache and my nose is running. Come in, too. Enter a place. My father came into the house and took off his coat. Come off. Fall off by mistake. As Hassan was running across the schoolyard, one of his shoes came off. Come on. Start about a TV program. Derek sat down in front of the TV when the 10 o'clock news came on. Come out. Go somewhere with someone. Katie asked Lisa if she wanted to come out to play. Come out. About a product. Be released. The new phone model came out today. There was a long line outside the store. Come out. Become known. When it came out that he was bankrupt, I was shocked. Come over. Visit someone at their home. Omar told us to come over any time after 2 p.m. Come up to. Approach someone, come close to someone. The saleswoman came up to Fabio and asked if he needed any help. Come up with. Think of an idea, suggestion, or plan. Ted has come up with some good ideas for a new logo. Cool down. Become cooler. Nadia left the cherry pie on the windowsill to cool down. Count on. Rely on someone. I can always count on my sister to comfort me when I'm upset. Cover up. Protect your skin with clothing. The sun is really strong today, so make sure you cover up. Crack down on. Become stricter about existing rules. The police are cracking down on illegal parking in the city. Crack up. Begin laughing or make someone laugh a lot. Hero's jokes are hilarious. He really cracks me up. Creep up on. Approach someone quietly to surprise them. Molly crept up on her grandfather while he slept in the garden. Cross off. Put a line through a word in a list. Joshua crossed off each item on the shopping list as he found it. Cross out. Draw a line or lines through a word. I crossed out the misspelled word and wrote it again correctly. Curl up. Lie or sit with your arms and legs pulled up towards you. Wisa spent the evening curled up on the couch reading a book. Cut back on. Reduce the amount of money you spend. I've decided to cut back on spending by bringing my own lunch to work. Cut back. Remove some branches from a tree, bush, or hedge. The hedge in Doug's yard was getting too big, so he cut it back. Cut down. Reduce in size. Your essay's too long, Marcel. You need to cut it down a bit. Cut in. Interrupt. While Julia was explaining her idea, Rupert cut in to tell her she was wrong. Cut off. Remove something from a larger piece. I always cut off the fat from the meat before cooking it. Cut out. Suddenly stop working. Clive tried to restart the motorboat's engine after it cut out without any warning. Cut out. Remove material from a text. Okay, I'll try to cut out 500 words. Deal with. Manage or solve a problem. Owen is great with customers. He deals with their complaints fairly and never loses his temper. Decide on. Reach a decision. Lisa found it hard to choose a dress, but eventually decided on the red one. Dial in to. Join a conference call. Anna works from home on Tuesdays, so she will dial into the meeting. Die away. Become quieter before ending. As the music died away, the presenter stepped onto the stage. Die down. About a storm or wind, become calmer. Ella stood in a bus shelter waiting for the wind to die down. Die out. Disappear, become extinct. Scientists think that an asteroid colliding with Earth caused the dinosaurs to die out. Dig up. Remove a plant from the ground by digging around and under it. I'm digging up the lavender bushes so I can move them to a different part of the garden. Dip into. Read short parts of a book or text. I've only dipped into Nia's new novel, but it's fantastic so far. Divide up into. Separate into groups, pieces, or sections. The coach divided the children up into 2 equal teams. Do about. Do something to solve a problem. The council needs to decide what it's going to do about the city's litter problem. Do away with. Abolish, no longer need or use. With so many people using bank cards, we may be able to do away with cash in the future. Do over. Do something again. Ria was very disappointed with her wedding cake and insisted it be done over. Do up. Fasten a piece of clothing. Marek did up his coat to keep out the icy breeze. Do without. Be better without. This cake is delicious, but it could do without all the cream on top. Doze off. Fall asleep, often during the day. I tried to wake Mia when I saw she had dozed off at her desk. Drag into. Make someone join in an argument against their will. Moira tried to drag Phil into her argument with the chef. Drag on. Continue for a long time, negative. The journey dragged on for hours. The kids were so bored. Drag out. Make something last too long, negative. Mikhail dragged out his speech for so long that some of the audience fell asleep. Dress up as. Wear a costume to look like something. All the children at the party had dressed up as dinosaurs. Drink up. Drink all of something. The cafe was about to close, so we drank up and got ready to leave. Drive off. Drive away, leave. George checked the road for other vehicles before driving off. Drop in. Visit someone at their home, informal. Yesterday afternoon, Liam dropped in for a cup of coffee and a chat. Drop off. Fall asleep. After a long day at the office, Andrew dropped off in front of the TV. Drop off. Take a person somewhere in a car and leave them there. Kamal dropped me off at the train station on his way to work. Drop out. Leave school or university without finishing your studies. Ola dropped out of high school without any qualifications, but she went on to become a successful businesswoman. Eat in. Eat a meal at home. Selma and Roy prefer to eat in. It's much cheaper than going to a restaurant. Eat out. Eat in a cafe or a restaurant. Eat away from home. Why don't we eat out for a change? We could go to that new Italian restaurant instead. Eat up. Eat all of something. Martin's grandmother told him he could only have dessert if he ate up all his vegetables. Email back. Reply by email. Chris emailed me a week ago, but I only just remembered to email him back. End up. Do something different to what you had originally planned. Kwong had been planning to study medicine, but ended up studying French. Face up to. Accept and deal with a bad situation. Due to her injury, Colleen had to face up to the fact that she couldn't play in the match. Fade away. Gradually become quieter. The noise from the parade faded away as it moved away from us. Fade in. Gradually become louder. At the start of the horror movie, scary music started to fade in. Fall apart. Become very emotional, lose control. Andy fell apart when I told him that I was moving to another country. Fall apart. Break into pieces because of age or bad quality. Sanjay's old car is falling apart. He's had it since he was a teenager. Fall behind. Move more slowly than the people around you. Martin was exhausted and began to fall behind the other runners. Fall down. Be in a very bad state, fall to the ground, about a building. The old manor house Andre wants to buy looks as if it's about to fall down. Fall off. Fall to the ground from a higher point or surface. Rodrigo slammed the door so hard that the pictures fell off the wall. Fall out of. Fall from an enclosed place. David's wallet fell out of his pocket while he was running for the bus. Feel up to. Feel in a good enough condition. Mona has an awful headache. She doesn't feel up to working today. Figure out. Find a solution to a problem. It's taken me all evening to figure out how to turn on this new television. Fill in. Complete a form. Before you can use the gem, you need to fill in this form. Fill up. Fill a container to the top. We managed to fill up 3 jars with the cookies we'd baked. Find out. Discover information. I've been trying to find out from Nisha who Sammy's dating. Fire away. Let someone know it is fine for them to start talking. Hey Vi, can I ask you something? Sure, fire away. Fit in with. Feel like you belong in a group. I found it really hard to fit in with the art class. They're all much younger than me. Fold up. Make a piece of clothing smaller by folding it neatly. Zane folded up his clothes and put them in the wardrobe. Freak out. Become very upset or afraid, informal. Troy freaked out when he noticed the enormous spider climbing up the wall. Freeze over. Completely freeze. People go ice skating when the lake freezes over in the winter. Freshen up. Make yourself look clean and tidy. Orla went to the bathroom to freshen up before going out. Fuss over. Pay a lot of attention to someone. Jordan's aunts always fuss over him when they come to visit. Gather up. Collect things together. Niwa gathered up the plates from the table and took them to the kitchen. Get across. Communicate a message successfully. Ramona always gets her message across, even when she's explaining complicated scientific theories. Get around. Travel from place to place. During his vacation in Rome, Anton hired a moped to get around the city. Get at. Imply. Try to say something indirectly. Sorry, I'm not sure what you're getting at. Get away. Escape. After robbing the store, the thieves got away in a stolen car. Get away. Go somewhere for a break or to relax. It was great to get away for a few days. Get away with. Do something wrong without being punished for it. Mateo and Juanita are very naughty, but Martina lets them get away with it. Get back from. Retrieve something. Mel lent Dave her lawnmower a month ago, and she finally got it back from him. Get back to. Reply to a phone call or email, contact someone, with a response to a question. He asked me to get back to him as soon as possible. Get back from. Return from. By the time we got back from our cycle ride, it was already getting dark. Get by. Have just enough money to survive. Nick doesn't earn much money, but it's enough to get by. Get down from. Retrieve something from a higher position. Glenn climbed the ladder to get the cat down from the tree. Get down. Make someone feel depressed. I'm sick of my neighbors arguing. It's been getting me down for months. Get down. To start to focus on a task. It's almost 11 o'clock. We should get down to work. Get in, to. Enter, a car or taxi. Angelo left his house and got into the taxi. Get in. Arrive home. In the evening, I often don't get in until after 7 p.m. Get in. Bring something inside. Can you help me get the shopping in, please? Get into. Become involved in something, start a career. Olivia is trying to get into journalism. She's just started an internship at a radio station. Get into. Become interested in, begin to enjoy an activity. It takes a while to get into horseback riding. Get off. Exit, public transportation. Gina got off the bus when it arrived at her stop. Get off. Finish work. Steve gets off work early on Fridays so he can collect his children from school. Get on with. Have a good relationship with someone. Liam gets on very well with his elder sister. They're always laughing together. Get on. Enter public transportation. George and Yolanda got on the train to Paris. Get out of. Exit, a car or taxi. As the movie star got out of the limousine, photographers surrounded him. Get out of. Remove something from a bag, box, room, etc. Lee got his fishing rod out of the garage and carried it to his car. Get out of. Avoid doing something you had agreed to do. Cleo didn't want to go out, so she pretended to be sick to get out of it. Get out of. Enjoy. I found running very hard when I started, but I get a lot of satisfaction out of it now. Get over. Recover, feel well again. It's taken me weeks to get over this cold, but I finally feel better. Get over. Recover from a bad experience. Kathy and Jamal broke up last month, but Kathy is still finding it hard to get over it. Get over. Find a way over an obstacle. Cheryl's dog keeps getting over the fence into the neighbor's backyard. Get over with. Complete a task you don't want to do. Let's just clean the kitchen now and get it over with. Get through, too. Make contact with someone by phone. I've called Oily a few times this evening, but I can't get through. Get together. Meet and spend time with friends. Ella likes to get together with her friends at the ice cream parlor on Friday evenings. Get up. Get out of bed. Nico usually gets up at about 10 a.m. on Saturdays. Give away. Reveal a secret. Paolo has prepared a new sculpture for the exhibition. I've asked him what it is, but he's not giving anything away. Give away. Give something to someone for free rather than selling it. Tom's moving to a smaller apartment, so he's giving away some of his belongings. Give in. Agree to do something after some resistance. My son had been asking for an ice cream all day. I finally gave in and bought him one. Give out. Give something to people for free. The cafe on the high street is giving out free samples of their new cakes. Give up. Stop trying to achieve something. Marcelo tried to fix the washing machine, but he has given up. Give up. Stop doing something. Martha played the violin as a child, but gave it up when she left school. Go after. Follow or chase someone. As soon as I realized Orla had forgotten her bag, I went after her. Go ahead. Said when giving someone permission to do something. Do you mind if I sit here? Go ahead. Go along. Continue to do something. Kath couldn't find the recipe, so she had to make it up as she went along. Go around. Spread from person to person. There's a bad cold going around my office at the moment. Everyone is ill. Go away. Disappear. After I got back from the dentist, it took a couple of hours for the pain to go away. Go back. Visit again. Dan and I went to Paris for our honeymoon. We went back last month for our 25th wedding anniversary. Go by. Pass about time. As the years went by, I grew to love Phil's sense of humor. Go down. About a network, stop working. This is the third time that our system has gone down this morning. Go for. Choose. After a lot of thought, Rob went for the fish instead of the steak. Go into. Start a career in something. Nina is planning to go into teaching when she finishes university. Go off, to. Go on a trip or vacation. Miramar and I went off to Miami recently. Go off. Begin ringing, about an alarm clock. My alarm goes off at 7 a.m. every morning during the week. Go on. Happen. There's something going on next door. I can hear loud music. Go out, lights. Stop shining. The lights in the house went out, so Clara lit some candles. Go up. Move from a lower position to a higher one. The children watched the hot air balloon slowly go up into the air. Go without. Live without something. Parents often have to go without sleep when they have a new baby. Grow into. Become big enough to wear an item of clothing. Carly's shoes are too big for her, but she'll grow into them. Grow out of. Become too big for an item of clothing. Joe's grown out of his sweater, so he's going to give it to his little brother. Grow up. Develop from child to adult. Sam wants to be a pilot when he grows up. Hack into. Access a computer or network illegally. Some criminals hacked into our computer system and stole the new designs. Hand in, to. Give a piece of work to a teacher. Give something to someone in authority. Miguel handed in his assignment 5 minutes before the deadline. Hand out, to. Give something to each member of a group. Distribute. The teacher handed out the worksheet to each member of the class. Hang on. Wait for a short time, informal. Hi, Sally. Can you hang on a minute while I grab my umbrella? Hang out with. Spend time at a certain place with your friends, informal. Chris spends most weekends hanging out with his friends. Hang out. Hang washing on a clothesline to dry. It was a sunny morning, so Ian hung his washing out to dry. Hang up. Place a piece of clothing on a hook or hanger. Maurice hung up his coat as he walked in. Hang up. End a phone call, often suddenly. After chatting for over an hour, Simon and I said goodbye and hung up. Head for. Move towards a certain destination. We've been in Cyprus for a few days, but we're heading for Athens today. Heat up. Make hotter. Dev took the leftovers from the fridge and heated them up in the microwave. Hold up. Make someone or something late. The service here is terrible. It's holding everyone up. Hurry up. Move or do something more quickly. Hurry up, Oliver. The train's going to leave soon. Keep up with. Move at the same speed. I struggle to keep up with my brother. He's much fitter than I am. Keep up with. Improve at the same speed as someone. Even though Leo is the youngest in his class, he manages to keep up with the other children. Lay off. Stop employing someone. The company is facing difficulties. We may need to lay off some staff. Let down. Fail to meet someone's expectations or fail to keep a promise. I was relying on Selma to bring candles for the cake, but she let me down. Let in. Allow to enter. I let the cat in when it started to rain. Let out. Allow to leave. I let the cat out every morning after I've woken up. Listen up. Pay attention. Listen up. You're going to fail your exam unless you start working a bit harder. Lock in. Stop someone from leaving by locking the door. The janitor didn't notice Alex when he locked the doors. He accidentally locked him in. Lock out. Stop someone from entering by locking the door. When Ben got home, he realized that he'd forgotten his keys and was locked out. Log in, to. Enter an account or system. To access your account, log in with your username and password. Log out of. Leave an account or system. Always make sure you log out of your account after using it, so hackers can't steal your data. Look after. Care for, take responsibility for. My mother looks after my children while I'm at work. Look away. Turn your eyes away from something. The scary scene in the movie made everyone look away. Look for. Search for something. Robert has been looking for his glasses all afternoon. He can't find them anywhere. Look forward to. Wait for something with excitement. Ellie and George are looking forward to going to the beach later. Look out. Warn someone about something they haven't noticed yet. Look out. Look up to. Admire someone. Barney really looks up to his grandfather. He loves listening to his stories. Make out. Pretend. Kirsty's been making out that everything's okay, but I know she's stressed about her interview. Make up with. Become friends again. Ben and Gus finally made up after their argument. Make up. Invent a story to explain something. Pio's always making up excuses for handing in his homework late. Today, he claimed his school bag had been stolen. Meet up with. Get together with. Angela meets up with her colleagues once a week to discuss all their new ideas. Mess up. Make something untidy or unattractive, do something incorrectly. The hairdresser has completely messed up Kira's hair. She's furious about it. Mix in. Combine with other ingredients. You should mix in the eggs and milk with the other ingredients. Mock up. Make a model of something. The architects have mocked up a model of the new museum. Mop up. Clean liquid off a surface with a mop. Jason told me to mop up the water that I'd spilled on the floor. Move away. Go and live in a different area. My parents have decided to move away and live in the country. Move on. Stop thinking about someone or something. Kathy is finally moving on after her breakup with Jamal last year. Move out of. Stop living in your old home and move somewhere else. We finally sold our house. We're moving out today. Name after. Give someone the same name as someone else. Albert's parents named him after his great-grandfather. Nod off. Fall asleep without meaning to. Quite a few people nodded off during the speech. Open up. Open for the first time. A new bookstore is opening up in our neighborhood. Pass away. Die. I was very sad to hear that your grandmother has passed away. Pass by. Pass another place, while on the way somewhere else. On your way to London, you'll pass by Cambridge, a beautiful university city. Pay off. Finish giving back the money you have borrowed. He doesn't know how he's going to pay them off. Pick out. Choose carefully from a group. Archie picked out the toy he wanted for his birthday. Pick up. Go to collect someone, usually in a car. Sally picked her friends up outside the movie theater at 9 p.m. Plug in, to. Connect an electrical appliance to the electricity supply. Cassie thought her computer was broken until she realized that she hadn't plugged it in. Point out. Help someone to notice something. My friend pointed out some of the mistakes I'd made in my code. Print out. Make a paper copy of a text. I printed out a copy of the contract for the clients to sign. Pull over. Drive to the side of the road and stop. I got lost driving to your house. I had to pull over and ask for directions. Put away. Return an object to its proper place. After finishing the gardening, Scott put his tools away. Put back. Return an object to its original place. After painting the living room, Paul and Sally put all the furniture back. Put down. Place something you have been carrying on the ground or a surface. The delivery man put the parcel down before knocking on the door. Put on. Wear a piece of clothing. Alex put on her prettiest dress to go out for her wedding anniversary. Put on. Place something onto a surface. Liam finished decorating the cake and put it on a stand. Put up. Hang something on a wall. Nusha's room looked much nicer after she'd put up some pictures. Put up with. Tolerate something unpleasant. Scarlett had to put up with busy trains every day on her way to work. Read out. Read aloud, for others to hear. As the judge read out the names of the winners, Pablo waited hopefully. Read through. Read something from start to finish. Max read through the full report before giving his opinion. Run away. Escape. Oily's dog ran away last week while they were at the park. Run out of. Have no more time. Danny wasn't able to finish the exam because he ran out of time. Save up. Save money for something in particular. Tara and Ollie are saving up for a new house. They try to save $300 each month. Screw up. Make a mess of something informal. The decorators have screwed up this job. We won't use them again. Set in. Begin about something unpleasant that may last a long time. As Martin walked home late at night, fear began to set in. Set off for. Start a journey. We set off for Chicago at dawn when there would be less traffic on the roads. Set off. Activate, cause something to start happening. Harry burned the dinner and set off the smoke detector. Settle down. Live in one place. After traveling for a few years, Bill settled down and bought a house next door to his parents. Set up. Get something ready to use. Our company hired a technician to set up the new printer. Show around. Give someone a tour. They showed me around their beautiful home. Show off, too. Show people something you are proud of. Arnie's so proud of his new jacket. He's been showing it off to everyone. Shut down. About a computer, turn off. You should shut down your computer at night to save electricity. Shut up. Stop talking rude. Shut up and listen to me for once. Sleep in. Sleep for a longer time than usual. On Sunday mornings, I sometimes sleep in as late as 11 a.m. Sleep off. Sleep to allow you to recover from the effects of a drug. Uma is still sleeping off the effects of the anesthetic. She'll be able to see you soon. Sleep through. Not wake up when your alarm rings. Hanif slept through his alarm again. He's going to be late for work. Slow down. Go more slowly. You should always slow down when you drive past a school. Smash up. Break something into pieces. Colin accidentally drove into a tree and smashed up his van. Sort out. Find a solution to a problem. Claire and Wei Ting had to sort out a problem with their experiment. Speak out. Give your opinion publicly. Annetta is always speaking out about environmental issues. Speak up. Talk more loudly. Could you please speak up? I can't hear you very well. Speed up. Go more quickly. The train left the station slowly before speeding up as it headed to the coast. Stand by. Support or defend someone when other people don't. Misha stood by Colin when he decided to quit college. Stand for. Represent, be an abbreviation for. What does UFO mean? It stands for Unidentified Flying Object. Stand up. Rise from a seated position. There was a loud knock at the door. Hassan stood up and went to answer it. Stand up too. Defend someone or yourself against someone else. Carla stood up to the bullies. She told them to stop being mean to her brother. Start off. Begin. Today started off nicely, so we ate our breakfast on the terrace. Start over. Start something again. I kept making mistakes trying to answer the question, so decided to start over. Start up. Open a business. Chrissy has just started up her own hair salon. It opened last week. Stay in. Remain at home. Vincent and Maya decided to stay in. They ordered some pizza and watched a movie. Stay over. Stay at someone's house overnight. We ended up staying over at Beth and Omar's house. Stay up. Go to bed later than usual. Martina stayed up late revising for her exam the following morning. Stretch out. Extend. For this yoga position, you have to stretch your arms out as far as you can. Stumble upon. Find by chance. I was shopping at the antiques market when I stumbled upon a valuable necklace. Sum up. Give a summary of your argument in the conclusion. At the end of your presentation, you should sum up each of your conclusions. Sweep up. Clean the ground with a broom. Carl swept up the trash from the party and put it into bags. Take after. Have the characteristics of a parent or relative. Jasmine takes after her mother. They're very similar people. Take away from. Subtract. The teacher asked what's left when you take 4 away from 20. Take away. Remove something. The waste collectors came to take away the bags of trash. Take back. Return a product to the store where you bought it. Carla didn't like the sweater she'd bought, so she decided to take it back. Take in. Understand or accept some news or information. The surprising news was a lot to take in. Take off. Begin to fly. The helicopter took off from the top of the skyscraper. Take out. Move something outside. On Tuesday mornings, I take the trash out. Talk into. Persuade someone to do something. My kids talked me into getting a puppy. They've promised to take care of it. Talk over. Discuss. Let's talk over all your designs and make a decision. Tear apart. Destroy by tearing into pieces. When I got home, I found that the dog had torn a cushion apart. Tear up. Break something into pieces by ripping it. After her favorite band split up, Jo tore up all her posters of them. Tell apart. Recognize the difference. Will and Jo are identical twins. It's almost impossible to tell them apart. Text back. Reply by text message. I sent Paul a text asking him where he was. He texted back saying he was on the train. Think back, too. Think about an event in the past. I like to listen to music and think back to my days as a musician in Paris. Think over. Carefully think about a plan or idea before making a decision. I asked Zoya if she'd like to work for us. She's thinking it over and will let us know tomorrow. Throw away. Discard. Put in the trash. If the chicken smells bad, you should throw it away. Throw up. Vomit. Ella's been throwing up all day. She must be suffering from food poisoning. Tidy up. Make tidy again. We need to tidy up before the guests arrive. Tie up. Fasten. Usually your shoelaces. Kelly stopped to tie up one of her shoelaces. Track down. Work to find something or someone. The detectives tracked down the thief using fingerprints on the door handle. Try on. Wear an item of clothing to see if it fits. The fitting rooms are over there if you'd like to try it on. Try out. Try a new product to see what it is like. Marta couldn't wait to try out her new games console. Turn around. Turn yourself so that you face the opposite direction. When I heard someone calling my name, I turned around. Turn back. Return in the direction you have just come from. Jen turned back when she realized that she had forgotten her phone. Turn down. Decrease the volume or power of a piece of equipment. Paula's neighbor asked her to turn her stereo down because it was too loud. Turn into. Become, transform into. The house was turned into a convenience store in the 1980s. Turn off. Make something stop working. Make sure you turn the television off before going to bed. Turn on. Make something start working. If you're bored, turn on the television. There's a good movie on tonight. Turn out. Happened differently than expected. I thought the event was going to be a disaster, but it turned out all right. Turn up. Increase the volume or power of a piece of equipment. When Elsa heard her favorite song on the radio, she turned up the volume and began dancing. Type in. Enter information using a keyboard. You have to type in your password to access the website. Type out. Write a piece of text using a keyboard. I type out my essays because it's quicker than writing them by hand. Wake up. Stop sleeping, become alert. Kieran woke up in the middle of the night when he heard a noise outside. Warm up. Prepare your body for exercise. Before playing a game of soccer, I always warm up by jogging slowly. Watch out for. Be aware of potential danger. Watch out for pickpockets when you're on the train. Watch over. Make sure nothing bad happens to someone or something. My sister watched over our son while Anya and I went shopping. We're out. Use something so much that it cannot be used anymore. My son has worn out another pair of shoes. Wipe off. Remove something with a cloth. The teacher wiped the notes off the board before Ed had finished copying them. Work on. Spend time or put effort into something. Ramu's working on a new art project. It's a huge painting of New York. Work out. Solve a problem. Nadia stayed up all night trying to work out the answer to the equation. Work out. Exercise. Leo works out at his local gym every morning. Wrap up. Wear certain clothes to keep you warm. Make sure you wrap up before heading out into that cold weather. Write back. Reply by letter or email. I love receiving letters from my dad. I always write back immediately. Write down. Record information by writing it. When I write a restaurant review, I usually write down a few thoughts while I'm eating. Zip up. Fasten the zipper on a piece of clothing. Marlon zipped up his leather jacket and walked toward the door. Zoom in. Get a closer view of something. When Amy zoomed in, she noticed the red car in front of the restaurant. Zoom out. Get a more distant view of something. Amy zoomed out to look at the whole picture.